What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. And today we're going to be talking about the notorious sucker punch. All right, do inmates respect someone who straight sneaks them? Okay, punches them without them knowing it's coming. That's what a sucker punch is. When you get punched and you had no earthly idea that it was coming. All right, look, this is the thing. Do inmates respect it? I'm gonna answer it quickly for you, okay? In prison and jail, it's when you get into a fight, it's not really about respect. It's hard to explain, okay? Let's say I see someone in prison, all right, sucker punch someone. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, that dude's a punk. That dude's a punk. He just sucker punched him. Look, in prison, man, you get it how you get it, all right? You win that fight, you win that battle, you win that discrepancy any way you can. It's a dirty game in lockup, okay? There ain't no principles when it comes to fighting. Of course, some people might look at you a little differently, especially if you do it to like an elderly cat, okay? The guy obviously would never win the fight, period, even if you went on head on with him, But if you sneak this old guy, of course, no one's gonna really respect it. But is anyone really gonna do anything about it? Hell nah. It's prison, man. There ain't no rules when it comes to fighting. If you got a problem with someone, you can handle it any which way you want. It's not so much about worrying about someone else's respect. It's more about, pride, I guess. Some people, man, they just don't give a shit. And they'll rock your ass. And if they feel as though they want a little less fight back, they'll rock your ass without you seeing it coming. But yeah, fights like that in prison, people don't really look at them. It's common to see someone get snuck, okay? It's common for someone to get rocked and then jumped and they don't even know it's coming. That's something very common in lockup. And those guys doing it, they don't give a shit if you respect it or not, all right? They're just gonna do it. That's how they handle their business, all right? So technically, some individuals will lose respect for you in certain situations if you tee off on someone, sneak them, sucker punch them, and the guy's really weak already as it is. You easily could have won face to face, but that guy still chose to sucker punch him, okay? Yeah, those individuals, situations like that, the inmates might look at him like, damn, dude, that's messed up, But is it going to go any further than that? 99% chance, no. It ain't going to get no further. There ain't going to be no guys like, man, that was messed up. I'm about to go handle this now. He wants to sucker punch dude. Well, I'm about to get in his face now. You hardly ever see some shit like that, okay? Mentally, though, you will, people will lose respect for an individual. But it is what it is. It's penitentiary, man. It's jail. I've seen so many people get snuck up on, man, and fired off. And, there's different situations, and I want y'all to tell me if you consider this situation right here a sucker punch, okay? If this was something that should not be respected fight-wise, all right? Check it out. This is a true story, actually, and it was pretty crazy. There's this white dude, okay? We were in a dorm, and this dorm had double bunks surrounding the very center lane, which had single bunks, and this white dude was sitting in his little blue plastic chair in his little cut, watching the television at the foot of his bed, all right? And this other guy, I guess they had some discrepancies over, it was over nude pics, all right? Nude pictures that, they would trade within the block or whatever. But anyways, he started getting into an argument with this cat, okay? This black dude walks up to his cut, they start arguing, and he never even leaves his seat, okay? And that's his first mistake. If you're arguing with someone, okay, you don't just sit in your chair and expect nothing to happen, all right? You better get the freak up out that chair, get up out your rack, and that's another story, man. I've seen so many people get yoked up off their freaking rack and dropped on the concrete because they thought that the guy wasn't going to do nothing, okay? You can never think like that in jail or prison. You got to be on guard 24/7, prepared for battle. If a fool starts arguing with you, look, you better plant your feet and get ready for the inevitable because anything could pop off. So this guy's already messing up by sitting in his chair arguing with this cat, all right? So they're arguing for about 7 minutes or so, and I'm watching the whole damn, everyone's watching this whole argument go down. When people start raising their voice and you can tell a fight's about to pop off, everyone kind of gets quiet and just watches. So they're just arguing for about 7 minutes, I guess, and dude rocks him, bah, in the side of the head. Rocks a guy that's sitting in the chair, and the dude never gets up. He's just like, what the hell happened, man? What was that for, man? Holding his head. and the dude walks off, all right? And that one punch, his injuries were way worse than anyone could imagine, all right? From that one punch, and I tell you this all the time, man, one punch is all it takes. And I've heard about 3 stories now where individuals have gotten extra time in prison or actually took the man's life from one punch. But anyways, this dude's just sitting in his chair after the guy walked off, and then he goes to his homeboys. They're looking at him like, damn, you know? So I get up out my bunk, and I don't even mess with dude, okay? I mean, I'd talked to him before and done some deals with him because he had a lot of nude pics. So I walk up and I see it, man, this dude's head, it looked like it was caved in, you know, like right here around the eye. It was an indention, okay? And I was like, shit, that dude broke your freaking skull, man. You know, to myself, I didn't tell him that. I didn't want him freaking out. But everyone's, you know, like, man, you need to go to medic. And he held out. He held out for about, you know, an hour, tops. And then after that hour, man, his whole freaking side of his head just started swelling up, you know? It was time for him to go to medic. But that's just a situation. What do y'all consider? Is that considered a sucker punch? All right. In prison, let's say, like I said, you are arguing with this guy. He's sitting down. Do you have to wait for him to stand up and square up before you tee off on him? No, you ain't got to wait for nothing, man. You ain't got to wait for it. If you want to fire off on him while he's sitting down, so be it. You know, that's his damn fault for not standing up when he knew there was tension between the two. You know, so let me know what you think. Do you think that's considered a sucker punch? You know, even though they were arguing, but dude was sitting down. He obviously wasn't prepared for what was coming. But did guys look at the guy who punched him differently? Like, oh man, that's some petty. Nah, nobody looked at him differently. They just went about their business. But you know, out here in the streets, if you were to see videos like that, of course, you know, this is the only good thing about a sucker punch that could come out of it, okay? Let's say you get sucker punched and you're knocked the hell out. All right, well, guess what? You're not really going to lose any kind of fighting skill points in this whole situation because everyone knows you got snuck, okay? Everyone knows someone snuck up on you and rocked you. Are you going to lose respect points in the block because you got sucker punched? Not necessarily. All right, it's more along the lines of what you do after that sucker punch. Are you going to retaliate or are you just going to let it ride? You know, unless like that one dude got his freaking skull crushed one punch. He had to go to medical, you know, so there ain't really anything he can do about it. And do people respect you for going to medical if your freaking head is swelling up? Yeah, you know, you ain't going to lose no respect from anybody for going to medical, man. Don't ever be scared. Let's say you get into a fight in jail, you get snuck up on, and someone beats you badly. I'm talking about nose just crushed. You got something going on with your head. You don't know what it is. Should you go to medical? And that's another video for another day. But yeah, man, okay? Go to medical. You know, I mean, people will say don't go to medical, but certain situations, you got to, man, or else you're going to die. Like, homeboy, I can almost guarantee if he didn't go to medical, I don't even know what happened to him, but if he didn't go to medical, he would have been dead. I can almost assure it. That dude snapped some kind of eyebrow bone or something, you know? But there are certain situations, like I said, an elderly individual where he obviously ain't got no fight game, he's old, and someone sneaks him, you know, you're not going to get no respect from it, you know? Same goes for... you know, you beating up someone that is a feminine guy and that has no fight game whatsoever. You beat the hell out of him. No one's going to respect you anymore because you beat him up. The respect really comes between a good battle, a good, fair battle. That's when you really start to earn a little more respect. When people see you throwing fists with someone that has the same capabilities and they're ready for it, and y'all are squared up and you walk out, you know, unscathed, and another guy stays in the cell laid out. You know, that's when you start to get a little more respect out of a fight. But as far as sucker punches and stuff like that goes, man, look, no one really gives two shits about it. If it happens, it happens. It's a penitentiary, man, you know. Sucker punched or sucker shanked. You know, there's plenty of people getting stabbed up without them even knowing it's coming, you know. So that's how prison is. You know, you lose some, you win some, you get snuck on, you get sucker punched, and you just keep it moving, man. The inmates ain't gonna, like I said, and I'll say it again, do not expect the inmates to be like, stand up for you, be like, man, that was messed up, dog. Handle it with me, you know. And the only time you might see that is if a gang member gets sucker punched. If you sucker punch someone that's a blood or something in Virginia, you guarantee you better roll up, man, because they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. You know, they're gonna retaliate. But sometimes, if you know, the guy's gonna get the better half of you. All right, especially if he's like a bigger dude. And he gets his hands on you. He could just bear hug you and break your freaking back. Okay, and I swear to God, I've been in fights like that where the last resort he had was to bear hug me or squeeze as hard as he can with my head in a headlock. And I'll tell you what, man, I've had one time where I felt like my back was about to break in half, and I had one time where I felt like my jaw was gonna pop out my face because dude was squeezing my head so hard in a headlock. You know, I've told a story about that, but guys like that, you know, brute strength and size and weight is much larger than you, all right? Hey, best bet's fire off and get that first punch. Sneak them, you know? I mean, that's just what it is. For a little guy, he's going to get respect for the sucker punch just because he initiated the fight and he didn't back down to this big-ass jolly green giant cat, you know? So those situations, yeah, he might get a little respect. Even though he snuck the dude, it don't matter. He's going against, you know, David and Goliath here. You can pull some kind of moves on a cat like that, man, because you're just outsized, you know. And the little guys, they have to do certain things like that, you know. Lock in a sock, walk up behind you on a track, or stab you, you know, while you're eating or something like that. And that's just how prison rolls, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of sucker punches. I'm trying to think if there's another sucker punch story. I remember there was one time in jail, I told this story before. These two guys, they were joking each other, friendly joking. It turned into something more serious. And my cellie, he said to the guy sleeping outside the cell on this plastic boat, it's what they give inmates to sleep on the floor. It's like a mobile bunk, you know. But anyways, he's like, yo, wait for, you know, better be ready when them doors pop, you know, because I'm coming to get you. My cellmate said that to him. And the dude didn't think anything of it because they were, you know, they would joke each other all night, every night, you know, just back and forth. And they have the whole block laughing by joking each other. Well, it went to a whole nother level. And as soon as those freaking gates popped, homeboy, I mean, he warned him, you know, but homeboy was still sleeping. And my cellie got off his bunk and beat the shit out of him while he was sleeping right there on the spot. I mean, dude gave him fair warning. Is he going to lose respect in the block because he snuck him while he was sleeping? No. He shouldn't even been sleeping. He should have been strapped up and ready for those freaking bars to roll. You know, that's his damn fault. I liked the guy. He was very funny, man. We used to stay up all night and listen to Savage Nation and stuff like that on the AM stations. He was a good dude. And I still chill with him after he got the shit beat out of him in his sleep, you know. But it is what it was, man. You know, he should have been ready. He should have been prepared. And he just slept on the whole situation. Literally slept on it, you know. So that's another, you know, scenario of getting snuck up on and no one really gives a shit. No one really cares if he did it or not, how he did it. He told him it was coming. There's all kinds of situations where someone might lose a little respect in the block, but it doesn't really mean nothing. You just got to remember, prison is measured by, you know, violence and fear. All right, so when violence happens, it doesn't matter how it happened. It did, you know, and you're the one walking away from the situation. That's all that really matters. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video about the sucker punch. And I tried going through my comments to figure out who brought this to my attention. I apologize. I can't find it, you know, but salute to you for bringing that topic my way. It's a very good and interesting topic. Don't ever think I don't read the comments because I don't heart it or reply back. Please, if you think there's a good topic out there that I should address, leave it in the comments section. I'm sure I will see it. But if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well because I drop content every single day and I don't want you missing a thing. Go check out all the links in the description of the video. Add me up on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, my Teespring page for all your Lockdown 23-in-1 merchandise needs. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I salute to every last one of you who've been supporting me since the beginning and everyone who's just now joining the Lockdown compound. Y'all be easy, be safe, and stay free.